The Strategic Framework for Development and Climate Change was approved by the World Bank Board of Executive Directors in October 2008. This week, we are having a discussion with the board, which is reviewing the progress we've made over the last year and a half in implementing that strategic framework. Some of the key accomplishments are that, number one, each of the bank regions and IFC and MIGA have each established their own climate strategies which are applicable to their clients. So for IFC, working with the private sector to scale up work on climate change. For each region in the bank, they are working with their clients, tailoring their programs to help countries to meet the challenges of both mitigation and adaptation. So number one, we've made tremendous progress in establishing strategic areas of work with our clients. Probably the area where we've made the most progress has been in understanding the potential impacts of climate change on many of the poorest, most vulnerable countries. When we started the preparation of the Strategic Framework for Development and Climate Change, there was a lack of solid knowledge on the potential impacts on these countries, and there was a general lack of awareness in many of these countries that they are highly vulnerable to the impacts of climate change. Since then, the bank, working with a very large number of partners, both civil society, other MDBs, bilateral organizations, and client countries, has undertaken a great deal of analytical work to better understand what the potential risks are to those countries and how the bank and other development assistance agencies can help those countries build climate resilience into their development process. And so I think that a major accomplishment has been an understanding of how we integrate climate adaptation into the development process. A second area of tremendous accomplishment has been one where the political discussion has been much more aligned with the knowledge generation and work on the ground over the past year and a half, and that's the issue of REDD, reduced emissions from deforestation and forest degradation. The REDD agenda has progressed politically. It probably had the best progress in Copenhagen last year, but also the bank, through its Forest Carbon Partnership Facility and working with other MDBs on the Forest Investment Program, is much better equipped now to help countries to attack the avoided deforestation or REDD agenda. So I think we made tremendous progress there. The final area that I'd like to point out where I think substantial accomplishments have been made is in the movement by many developing country partners towards a low-carbon growth path. These countries have recognized that there is a tremendous opportunity, both for their own advantage but also for the global benefits of addressing climate challenges by shifting towards low-carbon growth. Several countries have been approaching the bank to borrow IBRD resources to help implement their low-carbon growth strategies, some of these through large-scale development policy loans. So this demonstrates very clearly a commitment on their part to shift towards low-carbon growth. More recently, the Clean Technology Fund, under the Climate Investment Funds, made available a substantial amount of funding available for concessional finance to these countries to shift towards low-carbon growth. In only 17 months, because of this demand, we've been able to commit $4.3 billion in concessional finance in about 15 countries for what will result in over $40 billion in investments in renewable energy, energy efficiency, and clean transport. This is a clear demonstration of the interest and desire of these countries to shift their growth patterns towards low-carbon growth.